Hello, I've arrived. Artist, archivist, future man, and tonight, Alchemist. You can call me Tiberius Vanderfield. I just realized I forgot to put the link on Twitter. Oh well. Let me do that real quick, and in the meantime, I will attempt to talk and do other things at the same time. Or I guess talk and type at the same time, which is not something I'm especially proficient in. Yes. If I'm even thinking too much while I type, I tend to end up typing what I'm thinking rather than what I was intending to type. Yes. Yes, some more Atelier. Atelier Yumia, specifically. And, I don't know, I don't feel like saying too much other than that. Because again, I want to focus on the stream rather than the Twitter post. So yeah, anyway, so, night, Atelier Yumia. There we go. So yes, tonight, Atelier Yumia. Yeah, we should be back to the usual schedule this week. But yeah, you may have noticed the lack of a stream last week, and all that. So yeah, so, just wanted to address that real quick. But yeah, recently my anxiety's been acting up a little bit. Yeah, it was pretty bad during the last stream that I did. You may notice if you've been paying attention to when and if VODs go up that it's not actually available on the VOD channel currently. But yeah, it is uploaded, but it is unlisted. I'm probably going to make a playlist for such videos, but yeah, in short, I just felt like it was an immensely uncomfortable experience for me, that last stream. Immensely uncomfortable experience and does not meet my quality standards, so I didn't want to present it as a normal upload, so to speak. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, that was an Arknight stream. We didn't make any substantial progress anyway. So, anyway. So yeah, so my anxiety acted up really badly that day, which sort of soured me from streaming for a while. Plus, I had a lot of other things to do. Yeah, I had some business that I was working on. I had a friend visiting. Had a friend visiting, and other things throughout last week. So in general, I had a busy week, and with the sort of bad taste that was left in my mouth, I sort of felt like, okay, I just want to take some time to cool off a little bit and come back more calm. And so hopefully I am now that. But yes, anyway, so one way or the other, as you can tell by the fact that I am streaming, I am feeling well enough to stream. So we should be back to usual on that. I don't know, I might still be a little bit, well, I don't know. Yeah, again, I'm still sort of thinking about whether I want to keep up the 5 stream per week schedule indefinitely. Yeah, it's not too onerous, but it does take a fair amount of time away. Yeah, it does take a fair amount of time away. Yeah, and I've had some weeks where it's been fairly inconvenient. But yeah, I guess, again, you don't necessarily need to commit very hard to one way or the other. If it's inconvenient for a particular week, I could always just not stream 5 times that week, and so on and so forth. But yeah, rather than just saying I'm not going to do it anymore at all. But yeah, anyway. So, I think that's basically all the groundwork that I needed to cover. Oh, speaking of the schedule, I should probably talk about it, shouldn't I? So yes, so, today, Atelier Yumia. Wednesday, you should be seeing some more Arknights. Thursday, Atelier Yumia once again. Friday, yeah, Friday will be, let's see, what was I due for last week? I want to say Mika and the Witch's Mountain. I don't know, I feel like playing Mika and the Witch's Mountain, so I think we'll just say that I'm going to play that. Unless something comes up and I change my mind, but for right now I'm going to say that I'm going to play Mika and the Witch's Mountain. And then on Saturday you should be seeing some Arknights again. But yes. So, let's see. Anything else to go over? The times, right. So yes, so most streams you can expect around 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Then on Thursday and Friday, you can expect them to be around 9:30 p.m. Central Time. So again, I am trying to aim for closer to 9 on Thursdays and Fridays. I definitely think that it's very achievable. Yeah, I actually got a lot of things. I actually got my sort of after work free stream business taken care of a lot faster than I expected today. So I definitely could have started earlier, but I figured I didn't want to put, I didn't want to spend, I don't know. I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a short stream for my first stream back from my break. Didn't want to put too much pressure on myself and, put a very large undertaking ahead of myself. But yeah, so that is why I didn't stream early, even though I probably could have. Anyway, I've said a lot here. So let's play the video game. But yes, so last time around, I believe we finished our investigation into the camera options. Change camera sensitivity and shake by selecting options under system in the main menu. Okay. Placing a gramophone allows you to change the background music. This includes the music that plays during battles and while you're out exploring. While in photo mode, select stickers to add decorative stamps to your pictures or remove them. Yes, the following has been unlocked. Photo mode special update, Atelier Yumia. Yes, handpicked BGM pack, special item set. Yeah, I know that having a way to activate... do we have game audio? Yes, we do. Yes, having a way to activate or replace the current BGM with songs from previous games is a recurring feature in the Atelier series. But I'm not familiar enough with this franchise as a whole to really say that, to think of any songs that I would rather have playing over the ones that currently play. So I don't think we're going to look into that currently. But yes, so last time around we went and explored this area, the 8th Imperial Laboratory. We cleared the mana-bound area here. But yes, we did all that. And then we went back and did a little bit more synthesis. And I think, in particular, I sort of dug into the synthesis mechanic a little bit more. But yeah, so one thing I did off-stream... let's see, does it show me how many I have? No, not here, anyway. Wait, yes. So yeah, so I went ahead and I made a lot of neutralizers. Yeah, I made at least 18 of all of them. That number being chosen completely arbitrarily. Yeah, I started out making ones that were... trying to make ones that were fairly good, but then I decided, you know what? I feel like probably I want to save the effort... save putting the effort into making high quality neutralizers until once we get the recipe leveled up and thus can get more of them per ingredient and whatnot. Because yeah, we can get quite a few per... let's see, actually. Yeah, this is a... well, I was going to say this is a view that shows us more of the options or more of the upgrades at a time. And it does, but it doesn't tell me what the numbers are. So yeah, so... increases quantity by 2. Increases quantity by 2. Yeah, so that would bring us up to 5. Another 2. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, 2, 2, 2. Oh, okay, so it loops. Okay, that explains why. That explains some things. Anyway. Yes, so. Level 3, it increases it by 2. Level 6, it increases it by 2 again, up to 4. And then level 5, it increases it again by 3, up till 8. So yeah, unless I missed some here, but I don't think I did. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm probably not going to wait until we reach level 10 on the neutralizer recipe before I start making especially good neutralizers. But again, I just felt like I didn't necessarily need to spend that much on it at this point. So yeah, or at least didn't need to spend that much getting neutralizers. Yeah, so I'm seeing now that we have a fair amount of recipes that we can learn. I feel like we didn't have this many last time. I definitely... Ugh. I don't think I did anything off stream that would have allowed me to unlock these, where I wouldn't have been earlier. I don't know, maybe I'm just misremembering. Yeah, actually, yeah, definitely some of these at the very least are ones that I remember having the option to unlock. Yeah, we don't have a tremendous amount of particles is the issue. I feel like we might want to... I might unlock some ones that we have a reasonable abundance of particles for. Yeah, in particular, getting a ley rune would be good, or getting the recipe for ley runes is good, because that would allow us to have a wider variety of, yeah, being able to craft more weapons is good. Actually, oh, no, wait, hold on. That was already unlocked. My bad. Actually, okay, yes, okay. Wait, are these unlocked? Oh, okay, they are. Okay, no wonder I didn't remember them as having been available to unlock, because they weren't. Okay. Yeah, so the arrow is indicating that they can be upgraded. Okay. Alright, so. Well, anyway. I don't see any particular reason to delay. We could do some more crafting, but I don't have anything that I really want to craft right now, necessarily. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Yes. So, need to make it over there. Let's see, we haven't gotten... Yeah, we haven't gotten that unlocked yet, so we can't fast travel this way. Do we have... We have a... I guess that isn't necessarily close, per se. But it's closer than some of them. That one... I don't remember if the secret garden fast travel point is at the top or bottom of the cliff. If it's at the top, it's probably faster than this route. But honestly, this way looks kind of scenic, so I think we'll go with that. Alright. So yeah, I remember being over here for a brief moment of time earlier. Yeah, I think... Yeah, we were here, but we decided not to stick around for long, because that was at the point where the area was still mana bound. Yeah. Alright, we got a new recipe there, it looks like. Yeah, the area was still mana bound, so I didn't want to stick around too much. Alright. Let's see, I think you probably don't have any tremendous need for crystal shards. I probably don't need to go out of my way to... Oops. Yes, I probably don't need to go out of my way to acquire them. Alright. You can change battle settings by selecting options under System in the menu. From the Battle tab, you can set camera behavior and support functions during the battle. You can also access these options from the pause screen during combat. That could be nice. I feel like it'd be nice if the camera was a little bit further out during combat. Let's see. Did I... Battle, there it is. Yes. Kill camera. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's an option to have the camera any further away. Well, I suppose it is what it is. Yeah, that was the only thing I could really think of that I might want. Oh yeah, the aura gemstones. With those, I saw a recipe that needed those, but I didn't register the name of what it was. Or no, I think it was the... Yeah, the lightning element tool. Alright, there we go. Oh dear. Alright, hold on. Alright. Let's make you not suffer tremendously. There we go. Yeah, I feel like I might need to go over the tutorial for Victor's pile mechanic again, because I feel like I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I feel like I'm not using it properly. Or I don't remember how to use it, I suppose, I should say. Let's see. Yes. So, would it be, it wouldn't be under exploration probably. It would be under piles. There we go. The victor gains 1 pile whenever he uses a skill in the inner range. Okay, that's what I was thinking. If he uses a skill in the outer range while holding piles, he will consume 1 pile instead of using up the skill use. Okay. Yeah, that is what I remembered. Or that's what I... Yeah. I suppose if I remembered it, I wouldn't have needed to check it, but that feels appropriate. Yes, it feels apt. Alright. Alright. Very nice, very nice. I almost wonder... I know that we've got an item equipped that increases the rate at which we gain experience. With how pretty easy the fights are, I almost wonder if we should just take it off. And let the game catch up to us a little bit more. Because yes, we've been doing pretty well despite not doing a whole lot of fights. Granted, we also haven't been fighting anything... Oh, there's all kinds of food around here. Yes, we also haven't been... We haven't been fighting some of the stronger enemies. So it could just be that the common enemies are just not particularly impressive in this area. Or in the game in general, perhaps. I suppose the combat is not necessarily always the selling point of these games. I suppose I should probably also familiarize myself with Victor's abilities in general, so that I can use them effectively if I'm going to be playing as him. So skills, so physical damage, and has a high chance. Oh, okay. So it's not guaranteed then, is it? Okay. Yes, high chance to add a pile. Okay. Because yeah, I was thinking it was a 1-to-1 thing. Oh dear, I feel like I don't know if it's just the preview or something like that, but I feel like the frame rate of the stream is, or the frame rate of the game in the stream is very low. Like noticeably low. That's weird. Alright, that's definitely... I definitely don't remember it ever looking that low in the OBS preview. I wonder if something's up. Alright, let me look at my stream here real quick. Because that is definitely strange looking.
Or does not like me.
Over to my channel. Alright. Okay, no, it looks fine on the stream. I don't know, maybe it is just maybe I've just never looked that closely. But yeah, I only noticed it really on the waterfall. And it may just be that I've never really looked at anything that had that much movement in the game. I don't know. But yeah, I've never looked at something that had that much movement while looking over at the preview on the other computer. Yes. How are we doing for fruit, I wonder? I feel like we have a pretty large amount of it. Yes, camping set. Or no. It is the cooking supplies, cooking ingredients. Okay, we've got a lot of fruit. But then again, we also have a lot of iron, so it's not as though we're necessarily going to be at any tremendous need for bullets in the future. Alright. So, we're slowly making our way in roughly the correct direction. There's a lot of interesting minerals around here. Alright, that is a ladder. Looks like it needs to be repaired. Alright, alright. We're getting there. Yeah, I think, yeah, we need to, well, I was going to say we need to go west, but yes, we can see that on the mini-map. But yes, now that we're back in a mana-bound area, we probably don't want to be collecting things that require us to spend mana, necessarily. This might be a little bit dangerous. Yeah, again, I have been pretty much only fighting the very most basic of enemies. And even then, only very infrequently. Ah, okay, yes. So we need to go south. I suppose I didn't... We might have actually gone... Yeah, it might have been more efficient to go that way. But I think I just kind of lost track of where I was. Oh well. So yes. Oh. So we've got a... This definitely looks like it was once a settlement or something of that sort. Let's see, those aren't new. Oh. Ah. A new file, nice. Alright, nothing in this, it seems like. I've got to say, I do kind of like the particle effect that they have in the mana-bound areas. Oh, hi. I woke up bright and early with Mr. Sun. Today is a good day. Yeah. Good to see you. Talks about the sun, gives me a moonflower. What kind of fraud is he? Alright. Fast travel point unlocked. We've got some more mana now. We should be probably pretty good. I think we'll go... I'll aim to clear up the mana-bound area. Then we'll see where we're at in terms of time once we get there. Follow-up bolt damage. Oh, that's an interesting effect. I wonder if that means that... Yeah, whenever you use that tool... Presumably you would put that on a weapon. Okay. Yes, we are on the correct path. Yeah, whenever you use that tool, that it will... Oh, more elvers. There's a bunch of stuff that's fallen on the ground. I'm good at finding it. How about you, tall one? Yeah, the elvers don't seem to be particularly concerned about the mana-bound area. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it looks like... I wonder if they are if they're guaranteed to give you items you haven't found before. Or if these items that they've given me are exclusive to Albers. Or if they just happen to be giving me, you know, whatever item, and it just so happens that these are items that I've not found before. Because it could just as well be that this is just sort of the first opportunity I've had to get those items. But so far, we haven't talked to a lot of Albers, but I don't think any of them... Yeah, I don't think any of them have given me anything that I have collected before. I would assume that they're probably... Thinking about it a little bit more, it seems unlikely that there would be Alber exclusive materials. Let's see, where are we going? Okay, we've overshot a little bit. Oh, that's the lighthouse, isn't it? So yes, I suppose we should probably not be too careless. Okay, there we go. I can see it on the mini-map now. We need to curl up and around. Spin around this way. That looks interesting. Ah, so this is... Ah, here we are. Is this... Ah, okay. Yeah, so we need to activate the main shrine before we can activate that. Very nice. Alright. And open. Yeah, so we got a okay blueprint. Genza Annulus. Yeah, we've seen the description of this before. At the NCI, I suppose I should say. Round carpet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw a blueprint there, and I thought that seems like a strange item for me to get, but it's probably, yeah, that's probably a furniture item. I wonder where the main shrine is. I suppose I should probably focus on getting to the area that I am planning to go to. Yes, the sooner we can clear up the mana, the sooner we can explore freely. And I've lost the plot again. I don't think we were on this path before, so this might take us closer to where we're actually going. Blessing of Delusion. That's an interesting name for a flower. And this is another new flower, it looks like. Or not. Oh, okay, so that's... Okay, so that was a verdant moonflower. It's one of the alders gave us. Yeah, so they definitely, at the very least, that one didn't give me a material that is exclusive to them. And it seems like they didn't give me a material that is all that far away from them either. So finding alders, I suppose, is more of a little bonus than it is anything dramatic. This is quite something. Let's see, there was a description of it. Oh yes, the Arbor Botanical Garden. Just big enough, I'd say. The patterns what we've seen would suggest that there is in fact a pedestal here. I feel like we've got an unusual amount of bloom today. Maybe it's just the lighting conditions in this area. Yeah, we're a little bit low on mana, but I think that we should be pretty safe. I guess, yeah, I was gonna say, we're not too far away from the... Oh, this is vaguely foreboding. Actually, it could be as simple as just putting this block down. Okay, so there's another one that we need to then activate. Finding it is the thing, though. Oh, well, I assume that this might lead us in the right direction. So we're definitely low on mana, so we probably want to do something about that at our earliest possible convenience. Because we are pretty dramatically low. Let's see. Well, not terribly, I suppose, but we definitely don't have an abundance. That much is for sure. I suppose, yeah. I was just talking about how, bullets aren't in... We don't have a tremendous... Yeah, I was just talking about... That probably is connected to the treasure chest, but I'll activate it anyway, just in case. I was looking for a way to open that door. Okay, yes. I suppose we might as well open the chest while we're here. Yeah. Ah, here we are. That'll be good. Alright, alright. Are those? No, I don't think those would be anything. Anyway, as I was saying, so we aren't, we have plenty of material to make new bullets if we feel so inclined. But the issue is then that, we might want to go in through the other side. Alright, this doesn't lead us directly into there, and doesn't lead us into there at all, unless I feel like I'm not taking the path that I'm planned or expected to go. Yeah, this hasn't gotten me anywhere. No. No. I could maybe wedge myself in there, but I don't feel like... Quite a large flower. Anyway, I don't feel like trying that hard right now. I don't know how much the... Yeah, I don't know. Oh, dear. Right, I remember that we fought these before, and they weren't a huge problem back then either. Yeah, so I wonder... Well... Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if... what the indicator for... The thing that I was letting go. Maybe I... Strange. Anyway. Yeah, bullets. So we have plenty of materials to make bullets, so that's not an issue. The only issue would then be that making bullets would require mana. And given that we're in a mana-bound area, mana is at something of a premium. Let's see. Okay, so that's something we could... Oops. Alright, will this hit? Okay, there we go. I'd assume that when the crosshairs changed was when it was registering that it was hovering over something that we could hit, but I wanted to be 100% sure. Because the center of the crosshair definitely wasn't on the button there, but I suppose this is an RPG and not a first-person shooter, so expecting that much precision out of the targeting reticule is probably not... Yeah, probably not what we should expect, necessarily. Funny. Alright, another scan. Alright. Yeah, I wonder if... Anyway, I was gonna say, I wonder what information that gave us. I was hoping to press the menu button to see, but I pressed the wrong pressed the button that it prompted me to see, but I pressed the wrong button. All right. Yeah, so that was not too much difficulty there. We are going to be very low on energy after this, but we are going to be very low on energy after this, but we are not going to be in a mana-bound area anymore, so we're not going to be in... Yeah, there's not going to be as much need for it. Yes, so it should not be a tremendous problem. Alright. Another step in our exploration down.
Yumia,
yeah, as expected, that larger icon on the minimap is probably going to be a more meaningful pursuit in the near future. Oh. Ah, enemies. Will you be the challenge that I've been seeking? Alright. Yeah, we've fought raptors before. These are a little bit larger than the ones that we've seen previously. Alright. Well, that was over pretty fast. I do wonder what the rate or the... Yeah, I wonder what the accelerated rate of XP gain is, because I feel like we're... It definitely feels like we're getting through these fights like a lot faster than maybe we should be. Hmm.
この森で何か起きているのか。どうする？
Yeah, I wonder if the... Again, I probably shouldn't be talking over the cutscenes too much. Yeah, even if most of my primary demographic probably can't understand what they're saying. Yeah, I do have a tendency to get a bit lost in my own words and not realize what everyone's talking about. Anyway, I did see that we need to investigate the forest, however. So we'll go about doing that. Anyway, where was I? The one thing, again, we did look at Victor's skills earlier, but only his inner ring skills. Yes. So, physical damage and inflicts daze, physical damage and reduces their stats at random. Okay. Alright. So Victor's pretty straightforward. This is a pretty amazing place anyhow. Yeah, always nice to look at the scenery. Always nice. I don't know if these will reactivate if we pick these up. Or if the barriers will reactivate. No, it seems like. I guess it doesn't matter. But, you know, I felt like checking. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so it seems that there's mana in the immediate area still. Yeah, definitely wouldn't go amiss to have a fair amount more. Yeah, so it looks like there's something happening deeper in the forest that is stirring up these raptors. And yeah, okay, right, now I remember what I was doing. So yeah, so I think I'm going to remove the training weights. I do wonder if we maybe have been making level progress at a faster rate than the game was necessarily balanced around. Because again, I definitely feel like the fights have been pretty darn easy. Like, I was expecting that would be something more challenging, because it's, you know, a fight that came right after a fairly significant plot event. Maybe not a major plot event, but an event that progressed the plot. So yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily expected to be a dangerous fight, but I don't know. I feel like it was supposed to be non-trivial at the very least. And really all of the fights that we've been in for quite a while have been pretty trivial. Yeah, I believe that the training weights are an item that was added from the pre-order bonus or something like that. So it's definitely not something that the game expects every player to have. And thus, presumably, the game is not strictly balanced around them. Yeah, given that we've been progressing, or given that we've had so much success, I do definitely feel like we're probably going through levels a lot faster than I was expecting. I was thinking that the training weight would be just a small bonus, but I guess it doesn't say precisely what the bonus is. This feels somewhat unsafe, but I suppose, again, we don't have to worry about health, per se, as long as we have the energy for it. Alright, is that... Well, I was going to say if that is... I was going to ask if that was something we haven't seen before, because I wasn't familiar with the icon.
と。
But I suppose if the icon is showing up at all, it is something that we've seen. Hmm. You're interesting.
あの魔物。
Hmm.
あれは何か道具。
Yeah, I was gonna say, they are wearing clothes, so calling them a monster seems a little bit rude.
あいつ絶対そうだ。ねえお兄ちゃん、ちょっとお兄ちゃん。
Seems that these two have a connection to this individual.
二人ともあいつを。
はあ、
何？どういうこと？
Perhaps he has some tie to their tragic past.
ダメだ、これ以上は追えない。
ここまでか。どうして僕は肝心な時に。
Fear sneaks up on all of
待っ
us.
てください。
I
どう
would
したんです
know.
か、血相変えて。それは
君もデューラー寮の出身で同じ事故を経験したんだったな。
話しておこうよ。私たちがあの日見たこと。
そうだ
Hmm.
な。あの魔物こそ僕らが調査団に参加した目的。奴は僕たち兄弟の仇なんだ。
詳しく聞かせてもらってもいいですか？
3年前、君も知っての通りだな。ユーステラ共和国デューラー寮で多量のマナが溢れ出す爆発事故が起きた。突如として相次いだ爆発によって多くの人々の命が奪われた。僕とアイラも例に漏れずその爆発に巻き込まれた。
忘れもしないよ。突然轟音が聞こえたと思ったら、次の瞬間には天と地がひっくり返ってた。
だがその時、火災で揺らぐ視界の先に僕たちは見たんだ。翼が生えた2本足の魔物を。
もしかしてそれがうん、間違いないよ。あいつの姿だけははっきり覚えてる。それに私ちゃんと見てたから。あいつが地面に何かしたせいで爆発が起きたんだよ。あの魔物が花災害を。だからあいつは仇なの。領地を荒らしてたくさんの人の命を奪って。許せない、許せるわけがない。あいつは絶対この手で倒す。アイラ、
エアハルト団長に助けられていなかったら僕たちも生きてはいなかっただろう。救われたこの命はあの日守れなかった命のために。そう心に決めて僕たちは今まで生きてきた。
そういうことだったんですね。でも領地に爆発を引き起こすほどの存在って。そういえばあの時手に持ってたもの、エナジーコアに似てた。あの魔物、マナ間欠泉の前で残響片を回収しようとしていたように見えました。残響片ってユミヤがさっき言ってたあの。
So it definitely seems like more than a mere
マナは
monster.
死んで大地に帰った命の記憶。残響片は大地から溢れ出た記憶の残滓。私は残響片に刻まれた記憶を頼りに 調合のためのレシピを編む。理由は全然わからないけど、少なくともあの魔物は錬金術を知っているはず。
やはりそうなんだな。
だとしたら二人にとって私は。
ごめん、市場と任務は分けて考えないとね。重たい話はやめやめ。
ああ、調査団の目的は奴を追うことだけじゃない。僕らの個人的な目的はあくまでついでなんだ。ここにいると分かった。それだけで今は十分だ。きっと必ずまた開口する。一通り調査を終えたら一度団長の元に戻ろう。
All right. So, quite the interesting revelation there. Yes, so it looks like we've got an ad about to start. So I think now's a pretty good time to take a short break, and we will return with more Atelier Yumia. Alright, we have returned. Yeah, so, two things. I noticed that the frame rate seems to have gone down again. Oh. Inconvenient repetition indeed. Alright, be gone, bot. Anyway. Yeah, so I noticed that the frame rate seems to have gone down again. Yeah, during that cutscene. Yeah, again, it's not happening on my main computer. The computer that I'm actually playing the game on. Yeah, it's not happening on that, and it's... Yeah, it did look like it was happening. It did, I should be clear. Make sure that I'm enunciating that properly. I do have a tendency to stumble over my words a little bit and talk too much, or talk too fast. But yes. So it did seem like it was having some issues on the stream this time around as well. Yeah, so I wonder what's up with that. Because my movements don't seem to be affected at all. I guess, yeah, then the issue must lie with the capture card. I might need to take a look at that and make sure that everything's connected properly. I don't know. I guess we'll do that right now. But yeah, we'll go back to the room real quick. This could have unintended and unpredictable consequences, but we're gonna do it anyway. It probably shouldn't be too big of a deal, but we'll see. Alright, everything's plugged in properly now. I don't have strong evidence to believe that everything wasn't plugged in properly previously, but if it wasn't before, it definitely is now. Okay. Yes. So, we'll make sure everything's set up again. And so, yeah, so I suppose in the meantime, while I'm doing that, we'll talk about the other thing that I was thinking of. Oh, that's not proper. Is this... What's going on here? Anyway. So, yeah, so I wonder if the... Is this... Okay, that's definitely not working. Okay. Let's actually say the thing that I was going to say. So yeah, so... There we are. So yeah, so like I said, I noticed that the visual effects seem to be a little bit more intense today than I'm used to. And it could just be that I'm misremembering, but it could also be that... Yeah, it could also be that I did change my video settings. I turned them up, the majority of them. But yeah. Yeah, change the video settings. That might have some impact on some of what we've been seeing. I definitely feel like things look a little bit better in general. Yeah, mostly in some small, subtle things. But it could be that... I don't know, I guess I wasn't ever really paying that much attention. Because the game looks fine to me. I definitely feel like it looks a little bit better now. Do we have... We don't have game audio. Uh-oh. Alright, good thing I noticed that quickly. Hold on. Alright, that is working. So let me check this. Here we are. Now we should have game audio back. There we go. Alright, good thing I double-checked that before we did anything. Yes, please do. Yeah. Oh, can I... Hold on.
宝が残ってたとして
This
劣
isn't
化と
cleared
か
from
し
the
てない
chat
のか
here.
な
Strange. There we are.
罠じゃありませんように
Alright. Open. And open. Yes. So. Let's see. That's another wall we can't get through. This is a fast travel point. Or no. Yes, it is. That's nice. Where are we right now? Oh, we've gone quite a ways, haven't we? Quite a ways. Alright, so that's our new base. Yeah, again, I don't know that I'm going to build anything there immediately. Yeah, I don't think... I'm probably not going to go for that much longer. I think we'll go and get these two fast travel points, and then we'll wrap up for the day.
何これ
Yeah, I definitely could go a little bit longer, but again, I wanted my first stream back to be a little bit less,
これ
what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit less strenuous. Not a huge, you know, it is not a great ordeal to be streaming in the first place, but, you know, it's definitely not, you know, it is not a negligible amount of effort either.
これ
Particles. Very nice. Yes, I was hoping for some of those.
よしこれで
Yeah,
縛
we
る
didn't
の
get
は
a
安心かな
well, I was going to say we didn't get a tremendous amount, but I don't think we've ever gotten a huge amount. The main reason that we have so many of a few is because we haven't used them in any great capacity. So, let's see. There we are. This is leading us somewhere. Is this?
どこ
I
行
don't
くの
think we have a marker. Is that leading us to the main quest? I would assume we probably don't need to climb that route to get to the main quest. Considering that it is just back at our base, I think.
お兄ちゃん交代
Alright, alright. Alright, so this looks like it was also a structure at some point. I suppose it's still a structure. Ah, here we are. Shrine.
これは何かの場所を示しているようだ。
Yes, it's still a structure, but I suppose this was a
場所だろうか。
structure with some purpose previously. Okay. Okay, so... Uh-oh. Alright, we get some more particles. Got a fair amount of particles out of that. Alright, is this... No. I saw this red line. Oh, there's a lot of particles around here. No wonder that individual was in this area. I still don't feel right calling him a monster, just apropos of nothing. I suppose monster doesn't necessarily mean animal or anything like that. Or, you know, it doesn't necessarily imply that someone is less than sapient or anything of that sort. But, I don't know.
これこれ
I'm fine with calling people monsters if they want to be called monsters, but I wouldn't call someone a monster offhand. But yes, perhaps if they... Well, yeah. I was going to say perhaps if they behaved in a particularly monstrous way, but considering that this person seems to have been...
また鍛えるの
あ、
Yeah, considering that this individual seems to have caused quite a disaster, I suppose it could be said that they have probably done some pretty monstrous things. Alright, there we are.
罠じゃありませ
Alright. I suppose we can probably... We probably can and probably are supposed to shoot this. There we are. I forget myself. Shooting things is always Yumia's first and best strategy. Alright, so with that, the shrine should be fully activated now, or it should be fully activatable. Alright, an energy prism. Very nice.
これエアハウスプリズムだよね。苦労したけど起動してよかった。
Alright. This is another thing that we can't interact with. It is interesting. Ah. Oh. This looks to be an older settlement then. There's a bunch of stuff that's fallen on the ground. I'm good at finding it. How about you, tall one? Alright, these ones are perhaps not so generous as the ones out in the
お風呂
field.
で癒されたい。
How long have we been here? Since forever and ever ago. My hat is my treasure, so I keep it nice and new.
また採取できるように取るときは根を残すようにしないと。
Alright. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I was gonna say, I've noticed there's a lot of ladders and things all over the place that you can interact with, or that you could repair and whatnot. But it never really feels that necessary in a lot of cases, because we do have a very good... We have a very good set of abilities, or rather we have one very good ability for getting around. I suppose it's for if you perhaps are a bit less adventurous with your abilities. Plus you do get experience and whatnot, or skill points and whatnot for repairing things, so it's not as though there's no reason to do it.
何
When the drip drops fall from the sky, it's all splish, splash, splosh. It's fun! Ah, there we are. That's something.
せっかくだし一休みしていこう。疲れた体でも
The field is breezy and fluffy. It feels good to take a nap in. So yeah, we definitely have found an older settlement. I wonder how much the Alders have a presence outside of this region. By which I mean sort of the broad,
捕まえた。
you know, the whole area that we're exploring here. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose more specifically, I wonder if they are found back wherever the player... Oh. Merchants, bartering. You can barter with merchants for ingredients, building recipes, and more. You can trade for these wares by exchanging items at the designated rate. Okay.
どれが欲しいか言ってみて。
Alright. Forest beehive. No, I was gonna say... I think my battery on my controller has died. Alright. So let's fix that problem. Alright, whenever you feel like working again there. Alright, plugged in. Oh. Alright, well, I guess I did say I was going to head out after we cleared those two, or after we got those two fast travel points. And considering my controller doesn't seem to be connecting even though it's plugged in now. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, anyway, we should probably wrap up at some point anyway. I'm trying to remember if we need the forest beehives for anything. I feel like we do.
どれが欲しいかい。ねえねえ、何くれるの？
So, rate. I assume that the number underneath them is the rate. I don't know what this necessarily implies, but it seems to be something. Let's see. I feel like I want to trade something that we have... Or no. Oh, no. The number underneath it is probably how many we have. Or wait. Yeah, sorted by quantity. 98 is definitely lower than 108, unless they've changed some things about math while I wasn't paying attention. I guess, yeah, maybe it could be because we just have so many of these northern windflowers, and they're all sort of being aggregated together. 17. Oh. Ah, okay, so that's how many we need to get the exchange. Alright. Cool. I feel like we've made a pretty good bargain here. And I suppose since we have the opportunity, we might as well trade a lot of our fairly low value resources for things that probably are going to be more useful. At the very least, they have a higher quality to them. I suppose I don't know how many of these I'm getting, actually, now that I think about it. Alright, all traded out. I assume we probably can do more trading if we come back later, but for now, they're all traded out. Yeah, so as I was saying, so I wonder... Because yeah, the characters have not been reacting to alders as though they're anything of any real note. Whereas I certainly did not expect the presence of these creatures. I suppose, I don't know, calling them creatures feels a little bit reductive. Yes, I didn't expect the presence of such folk as these. I wonder if we can... No, I was going to say, I wonder if we can jump into the water down there, but I don't think so. And even if we could... I don't know if it's that deep. Oh no, that's a puny. Alright. I saw that red spherical thing over there, and I was wondering what that was, but not anything of any real note, I don't think. Anyway. I was talking about it earlier, and again, we probably should wrap up. Yeah, given that, again, I did literally say that I was going to. So yeah, again, I suppose it doesn't matter too much one way or the other. Doesn't matter too much one way or the other. But, yeah. Anyway. I will stick to my word. Alright. So yes. So, with that, Atelier Yumia. It has been fun once again. So yes, as per usual, if anyone has any raid suggestions, I would be delighted to hear them. If not, I can find a target on my own. And in the meantime, we will go over the business. So yes. So, tonight has been Atelier Yumia. Tomorrow, you should be seeing some more Arknights. Thursday, more Atelier Yumia. Friday, Mika and the Witch's Mountain is currently what I'm planning on. Yeah, Mika and the Witch's Mountain on Friday. Yeah, and... yeah, Saturday, Arknights, there we go. So yes. So, with that then, I believe that's everything that really needs to be said. So, time also. So yes, all streams can be expected around 8:30 p.m. Central Time, except for the Thursday and Friday streams, which I'm currently planning on trying to aim for 9 p.m. on. But yes, so, one way or the other, I think that should be everything now. So yes, so, yeah, I think tonight we're going to go and visit Marky-chan, who is playing some Donkey Kong 64, it seems. Yeah, I've played a little bit of Donkey Kong 64. It is one of the few... yeah, I don't have a lot of Nintendo 64 games, but it is one of the few that I do have. Yeah, and I remember I did play it a little bit back in the day. I say back in the day, but I think probably the GameCube was out by the time that I got my Nintendo 64, so I suppose that's still a fairly long time ago. Because yeah, when did the GameCube come out? It was around 20 years ago, I think. Something to that effect. Maybe a little bit less than that? I don't know. Time has never been something I've had a particularly intuitive grasp on. But yes, and having been hurtled through it haphazardly definitely did not improve that. But anyway, so Mark Chin. The customary raid message is, as always, we have arrived. Yeah. So I think that should be everything. Yeah, raid message, business, schedule. Yeah, okay. So yes. So, with all that then, thank you all for being here tonight. I hope that you've had a fine night. I hope that you will continue to have a fine night every night. And I hope that you will be well until the next time I see you. Thank you all very much, and farewell. Let us get this raid underway.